Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. This is Jesse. Take two. Take two. This is Jesse. We are getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. Yesterday we took the live stream off yesterday. I was I had a lot going on. I just didn't really feel like doing it because one of my future market sniper tools to help traders came back out of development first thing in the morning, and I woke up to it and I was pretty excited about it. So it's like getting a Christmas present, right? Or a birthday gift, whatever, wedding gift, all that stuff, right? Wedding gift's not that exciting, but uh whatever. You just want to unwrap it and start playing with it right away. So that's what I did. Other no really excuse, not wasn't sick or anything like that. Just had a new toy and had a lot to do besides that anyways. Had a whole list and knocked it all out and stuff. But here we are back on the live stream again. Bitcoin, altcoins. It's a bloodbath right now. It is a bloodbath right now on Bitcoin. Yesterday there was a sell signal. In hindsight, I probably should have done the live stream just because there was a pending sell signal. There was a sell signal, but on Taco Tuesday, we talked about if we do see a candle close below the trending dots, and that was at about 66,165. That is something to pay attention to. So, did you take profits, right? If you took this breakout over here and you got a candle close back below the trailing dots, was that something that you decided to take profit on in a swing trade, right? Uh, if not, when there was a pending sell signal or there was a sell signal, did you take profit on that swing trade over there? If not, a lot of people are really good at taking the buys, but they're not good at closing out their position for whatever reason, whether they think it's just going to automatically go higher because of their own bias, the noise out there, the narratives, the news, all that stuff. But if you're swing trading and you're taking these breakouts, like I took this breakout over here, closed it with a small position, a small win, right? Took this position over here, closed out with a little bit bigger win than over here. But there's small wins, right? There's small wins, knowing that Bitcoin still has been putting in lower highs and lower lows until otherwise, right? Could we see a higher low finally get put in? Yeah, we could, but it's not guaranteed. The NASDAQ is dropping, right? The NASDAQ is bearish. Apple, there are several other ones. Oh, we'll get into it. But anyways, there was a sell signal yesterday, and what we did talk about was on previous live streams on Taco Tuesday, Monday, et cetera, et cetera. The fractals are ideas, right? They work great as ideas, and maybe the fractal still works out, but as of right now, and what I always say is a fractal rarely works out for more than 1.5 to 2 months, in my own opinion. Sometimes it can look almost identical, and you're like, oh my God, this is the cheat code, right? This is the cheat code. And then all of a sudden it just breaks correlation with the fractal and it does its own thing, right? Because that's what it does, right? They work great as ideas until they don't. But welcome back. Good morning. Good morning, market snipers. We're going to get into all of it. If you're new to the channel, awesome. Welcome. If you're returning, even better. Good to see you back. David, good morning. Bitcoin no longer looking like the Apple fractal. Yep, just talked about it. BTC, no. David, no. What indicator is that? This is the Sharp Shooter Candles 3.1, Francisca. We also have the Sharp Shooter RSI 2.0, right? That has divergences, has the buy and sell signals on the EMA, all that stuff. So you can see that there's a sell signal on the Sharpshooter Candles 3.1. The same time that had an RSI sell signal over here. They're our own indicators. We built them about 2 years ago based off of my strategy. We didn't build a strategy off of someone else's indicators. Well, I mean, I use RSI, right? So I didn't make up RSI, but built upon RSI and strategies that I've been using for years. But and then to help people learn quicker, uh, built the indicators visually for that, and just keep expanding off of that. So yep, 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 yep. Yeah, RSI for BTC. Yeah, this is expands on it. It's not just RSI. There's other things involved too, and then shows like oversold, shows reversal candles of potential divergences, right? Divergences, all that stuff. So uh, so we'll do Bitcoin, then we'll do the altcoins, then the Nasdaq, the Magnificent Seven. We'll take a look at those. Maybe the Bitcoin mining stocks. They're still correcting right now. The VIX is pumping hard. We talked about that on previous live streams every single day. Uh, Not in hindsight whatsoever, all foresight, right? Foresight is greater than hindsight. And so should none of this should be a shock to you, but it's a bloodbath. It really is. It really is a bloodbath. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So we've got the Apple fractal here still, right? Still on here. But as you can see, it is very correlated, and now it's breaking correlation as of right now. And we'll see what happens, right? Still see what happens. You can see that it is possible. It's just a deeper pullback compared to the Apple fractal first. But there's two thoughts to this, right? There's two major thoughts to this macro wise. One, it's the Bitcoin, halving cycle, liquidity cycle, right? Business cycle, whatever. All seem to be kind of on that par. And the second is, well, what if we are in a recession or going into recession? How will the markets do despite all of that? And typically, not always, but just my own observation, typically, like if the Fed's cutting rates, which they've talked about for September, and I don't, I just stare at the charts. I don't really, this is just like kind of like all the noise and narratives out there to be aware of. But it doesn't impact my trading whatsoever. Doesn't impact my swing trading whatsoever, but overall keeping the ear to the street, right? If the Fed cuts rates, it's usually because something's wrong, right? And they're usually behind. But but based off of me looking at charts and stuff, it seems like if the Fed cuts rates, it doesn't mean the markets can't continue to pump higher. But in the past, I've seen it where they cut rates because the market was already crashing, and I've seen it where they've cut rates and the market still pumped for another 90 days. So we don't know what's going to happen. We're just looking at it from a swing trading standpoint. The markets are correcting right now, like Nasdaq, stuff like that. And so if there's a bigger market correction, then I fully expect Bitcoin to also have a bigger correction because it's still a speculative asset. People, traders, investors, bigger firms still go to cash at the end of the day to protect what they already have, right? So I'm not talking about the hodlers, right? The hodlers are a different animal. They'll hold through anything. They'll hold no matter what, even if they're down 70%. That's not me. That's not me. I'm not going to hold through a 70% correction. I'm not going to hold through a 20% correction. I'm not going to hold through a 30% correction. I'd rather sell and then buy back in on a higher probability of a reversal. So that's just my own thing. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only. And hopefully, we have a little bit of entertainment along the way. Today's probably not the entertainment along the way type of day when there's blood in the streets, just because people are probably upset that they're upside down on their trade or they're losing money or unless they're shorting it, right? So that's that. So Bitcoin, I drew out some targets to the downside of this retracement. So this move up, this retracement. So to kind of full circle and tie everything back together of what I'm talking about, because it seems like you kind of get lost through the trees, lost through the forest. If Bitcoin continues to go higher, which obviously I'm hoping for it to do longer term, then we would be looking for Bitcoin to find support at key target 2 and then continue upward like that, right? Or come all the way back down, hit target 3, find support here, and continue upward like that. And then, of course, we're not fully out of the woods until we get that daily candle close back above 73,100 ish. We're still not out of the woods, right? So this is the positive case for it, right? Possible comes all the way back down, right? Continues to fake out, takes a while, comes back up, and then maybe it starts taking off to the upside right there, right? So that is the bullish case for it that you'd want to see for Bitcoin if you're expecting higher prices and hoping for higher prices. If you're a perma bear, you want it to come down like this, right? Come back up, put in another lower high, and then come down like this and take out this pivot point over here. Anything higher than over here is a potentially higher low. And then you'd want, if you're perma bull, you want it to come over and put in a higher high than over here like that. So that's kind of where we're at. We're somewhere in between right now. So there's no like real distinction of which way we're going. There was that sell signal. So just being aware that after the sell signal, after there was a candle close back below the trailing dots, then there was a sell signal, and now it's just prices breaking down right now. So two thoughts. Are we going to find support at a key target area, bounce, and the green arrow continues upward on this trend? Or is the red arrow, it's not going to find support, and the red arrow continues down, and we could see a bigger, deeper correction? So that's where we're at right now. We're really in between somewhere of the big arrow, the big green arrow up, or the big red arrow down. We are somewhere in the middle of that. We don't have a magic crystal ball, unfortunately. I was looking for it. I put it in the attic somewhere, and I can't find that magic crystal ball. There we go. IWM. Yeah, we'll look at the Russell 2000 futures. Same thing. Cristobal Reyes. Oh my God. There we go. There's the entertainment. I'm just hacking up. I'm not pronouncing your name. I can say it in my head, but it's just not coming out correctly. So hopefully you misspell my name, Mr. Reyes. there we go. Martin, hello. Not yet. It's breaking correlation from it, but not quite yet. It's still close, right? You still got this. It could just be a bigger down, but we want to see it reverse back around in the coming days. Otherwise, yeah, it'll be yeah, I'm glad you're getting a laugh out of it. Thank you for not getting offended. I appreciate that, Mr. Reyes. We'll just for some reason I just maybe it's a lack of sleep due to the newborn, but I should be good to go today. For some reason it's just not coming out. I can say it in my head, it's just not coming out. So yeah, not quite yet. It is breaking correlation of the Apple fractal as we expected to. We've been watching it for almost 2 months now. So, but you can see it's not exact anyways, right? It's not exact anyways. You can see where it broke correlation here, right? Where it was the Apple fractal dropped down significantly first while Bitcoin was pumping up higher, and then caught it was at about a week later, right? So not quite yet. Not going to abandon it. We're not that we're following it that closely anyways, but we just been talking about it as a possible idea. But it's possible that it's like a week off and then catches back up. So we're going to leave it on for now. Obviously, if it starts breaking back below target 3 and target 4 over here, yeah, then the fractal's done, right? Then it is done, son. But yeah, it's blood in the streets right now. Blood in the streets. Woo! All right, let's go to Ethereum. This was not a higher low, right? This was not a higher low. The last sell signal was over here on July 24th. Still trying to find bottom over here on Ethereum. Still has found bottom at key target 4. Still looking for a higher low to be established wherever that is, wherever that's going to be. And then, of course, you know, a bigger green arrow breaking back above that downward trend line over there. So just take this off for right now. That's Ethereum. Not much else to really report over there. Breaking news, pending sell signal on Solana. I was pointing out if we got a candle close above that pivot point, that is something to be aware of. A bullish case for Solana. It did not happen. That did not. Here, let me move it. If you see, I'm pointing out if it takes out that pivot point, because price is up here at 193. If we did get a candle close above it, that is a positive sign for Solana. And then it just put in this bearish, was that hammer candle, right? Bearish hammer candle, and reverse right back down and put in a lower high, right? I'll put in a lower high. Then yesterday had a candle close below the trading dots. Pending sell signal today on Solana. Sand never even hit target 1. Bullish divergence followed by a reversal candle. If price takes out this wick over here, those targets are no longer valid. There was a sell signal over here. So you just got to know what your strategy is. Are you using buys and sells? You know, whatever it is, is your stop loss in, all that stuff. Near hit 3 out of 4 targets to the upside and then started to break back down. You saw the candle close back over here. So if you took this breakout over here, you know, where were you locking in profits? The sell signal over here, all that stuff at a key target area. Everyone's strategy is different. What else? What else? Still breaking down. Is it going to establish? Is price going to establish a higher low? That is the higher probability that the bottom is in. We don't have that yet. We don't have that yet. Still no higher low has been established. Filecoin, similar thoughts. Mana, similar thoughts. No higher low has been established. Rarible breaking back down. No higher low has been established yet. Officially. Algo breaking back down. You can see that hit 1 target so far. Probably could be taking out a stop loss over here. If you didn't close out already, there's a sell signal. So if you're taking this breakout, hit target 1, starts to break back down. If you didn't break even or take a small profit over there and lock that in on the sell signal, then your stop loss is probably going to be taken out. Cardano, target 1, similar thoughts, looking for that higher low. Dot coming all the way back down after hitting target 1. Could be taking out this wick over here. Already took out over here. So let's see. Could be additional bullish divergence, right? Could be additional bullish divergence, but took out these closes over here on DOT at $5.55 and still continues to drop down, right? If you're guessing bottoms, it's not good. If you're looking for higher probabilities, after even it only hits 1 target, right? And then starts to break back down. And that was it. That was literally it. Even on AVAX, 1 target, RSI sell signal, just continuing to break back down. Chainlink, Fetch.ai, right? All of them continue to break back down. Let's switch gears over to the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ had bearish divergence that we talked about. We covered it. in real time. We covered the reversal candle in real time, the possible lower high. 3 are the 4 targets to the downside, spiked all the way back up. Over here, we were talking about was there some profit taking, would at least come back up and let the trending dots catch up, retest the trending dots. And here it is. Price came back up, retested the trending dots, and we'll see what happens from there. There's still a 4th target that has not been hit as of yet. We don't know if it's going to hit it all at once or not. We did talk about on previous live streams, multiple occasions, that when it was down here, I could see it come back like this, right? Maybe even bounce back up, and then maybe come back down and hit lower targets like that. So get some sort of a retracement going, right? So a big move down, maybe it retraces back down, retraces back up, comes back down and hits that target. Maybe it just hits all the targets all at once, right? Maybe. But I could definitely see that was a big move down for the NASDAQ. I could definitely see some sort of a, boom, boom, boom type of retracement back over here before hitting lower targets. But doesn't mean it won't hit it all at once. That's the NASDAQ, still bearish on the daily chart. No sell signal on the weekly chart yet, but there is long-term bearish divergence. There was an RSI sell signal on the weekly chart. So it could be an overall longer-term downward trend has started for the NASDAQ after hitting over $20,000 on the ANF target 1. Too early to call it, but last week also had a weekly candle close below the trending dots. Last time it did that, price was just bought right back up. But eventually, a bigger correction will be coming. Eventually, this huge move up here is going to get a retracement. We don't know exactly when, but there is longer term bearish divergence that has been formed. A lower high is the higher probability that a bigger correction is coming. We do not have that yet. I repeat, we do not have that yet. So we don't have that yet, right? Not yet. So if you do see a lower high get put in, whether it's here, whatever, and it starts to look like that on the weekly chart with a weekly sell signal, then we could be seeing that larger correction coming in. So we'll look at the Magnificent Seven as well. We've got some targets in place, had that bearish divergence, had the reversal candle, similar to the NASDAQ, but different, right? There wasn't as long of, hold on, timeout, 20-second timeout. Hold on. We gotta get we're flowing too. Let's get into, let's warm up our trigger fingers, right? Let's warm up our trigger fingers. We only have 5 likes, right? That's the type of thing that, like, it's not going to keep me motivated. Like, I said that I would do the live streams for 1 year. Well, that 1 year is up at the end of August, right? Maybe I cut it back to just a couple days a week. Maybe I keep doing it, but maybe not. Maybe I just do shorter term videos. I don't know. Maybe I just won't do it. But spending 5 minutes helping me, help you, help me, right? You could just smash that like button. You could hit the repost button and throw in a quick comment. Literally just takes 5 seconds, right? Just takes 5 seconds of your time. And I'm putting in the work over here, trying to help out as many people as possible. 24 minutes in already before we even get into it. And so that's that, right? So that is that. YouTubers are pretty good at smashing the like button, sharing it, all that stuff. Twitter X app folk people. Live on X. Jesse Olson is hosting. I'm competing with Bitcoin Magazine right now. Bitcoin Magazine has 81 people. Wow. That's it? Ugh. 81 people. Ouch. Yeah, so here we go. Here we are. Smash the like button. Hit the repost button. Help me, help you, help me. We're up to 6 now. Now we're rocking and rolling. Oh my God. Eye roll. Had a reversal candle on the SP 500. Has longer term bearish divergence followed by That's not good. If you're a perma bull, that's not good. Uh, Longer term bearish divergence followed by a reversal candle on the SP 500. It's due for a correction, right? We've talked about it. So if the overall markets are going to go through a bigger correction, right? Are we going to expect Bitcoin to also go through a bigger correction? I mean, depending on the correction level, are they 100% correlated? No. Do we trade each chart individually? Yes, right? First and foremost, if you're trading Bitcoin, trade the Bitcoin chart most, uh, and everything else is secondary. But if you do see the NASDAQ going through a bigger correction, if you do see the SP 500 going through a bigger correction, then you got to be aware of that. Probably Bitcoin is going through a bigger correction as well. So we're just gonna talk about that and be aware of that. That there is. It doesn't mean that we for sure are going to see a bigger move down on the SP 500, but we are seeing bearish divergence on the weekly chart followed by a reverse candle. Doesn't seem like it. That's doesn't seem like we're just going to go straight to the moon from here, right? So daily chart could see price come back down below $5,300, right? Could see that bigger correction, which means it's breaking down from this longer term upward weekly trend line, right? So, even the MACD bearish, right? Dropping below the zero line, right? All that stuff. So we'll see. Dow Jones was at a lower high, right? Let's see. Was that bearish divergence? I don't know. Too early to say. Could be bearish divergence after hitting this target up here. What else? Had that reversal candle, possible lower high. We'll see. Russell 2000. Possible lower highs, pending MACD bearish crossover, RSI sell signal, right? Could be coming in for lower prices. Retrace some of this big move up. Come all the way back down and retrace that move. Could be the Bart Simpson over here, right? The Bart Simpson pattern could come straight back down over here on the Russell 2000, aka the IWM ETF. Let's see, the dollar still not doing anything besides what we already talked about. We'll see. Could be catching a bounce, though. Could be catching a bounce. You got the RSI buy signal over here. Could be catching a bounce. Could be a possible higher low, right? Could be a higher low being established. Could come back in for a higher retracement. So getting back above the trending dots, possible higher low. Maybe it reestablishes back above this upward trend line. We will see. VIX is bullish on the daily chart. The VIX is bullish on the. I have a lot of arrows over here. The VIX is bullish on the weekly chart. Get back above the 200-week moving average. Look out. Look out. If you're a perma bull on the markets, you don't want to see the VIX this bullish, right? You do not want to see the VIX this bullish. It could spike hard back above the downward trend line, back above the 200-week moving average. You could see it spike hard, which means the market could have a bigger move to the downside. Something to be aware of. We've been covering it. We've been watching it all the way back here on the daily chart at 1294, currently at 1794 right now. 2-week chart had a buy signal, not great. Monthly chart has a pending breaking news. We have pending buy signal on the monthly chart as well. So you get a monthly chart, 2-week chart, weekly chart, daily chart, all become bullish. Can spike hard. Watch out. Just be aware of it. We're not doom and gloomers. So we'll see if it gets rejected off the 200-week moving average. See if it gets rejected off this downward trend line. But if it starts to break out above it, it's up 9% again today. Could be spiking hard to the upside. Let's get back to the daily chart. Let's see. Currently above the trailing dots. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Let's switch gears over the Magnificent Seven. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to look at the Magnificent Seven, Jesse? Oh man. Okay, let's take a look. Do I want to click on the video? Okay, there we go. I know we talked about it. I know we covered it. Bearish divergence, possible lower high, calling it out, right? Calling it out. Possible lower high, possible lower high. This is on the weekly chart. This is on the weekly chart. I was pointing it out. Bearish divergence, possible lower high on the weekly chart, right? Bearish divergence followed by a lower high, right? The indicator, I don't remember what all this is. The indicator is picking it up right here. Pretty much all you ever even need to know, right? You got bearish divergence on the weekly chart, possible lower high, pointed that out a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Then an RSI sell signal last week, and probably soon to be an actual sell signal on the weekly chart in the near future. We do not have one yet. This gap was already filled. Let's see. Oh, that's a small gap to the upside. So partially filled gap at 120. That's pretty close, right? That's pretty close. So that gap, yeah, 1.5%, probably could be probably filled good enough to the upside. You do have this gap to the downside still open. We have the longer term bearish divergence followed by the lower high on the weekly chart. You got this gap. You got this gap. You got a major gap down here at $30. It is bearish on the daily chart. It could flip bearish on the weekly chart in the near future, like I said, and could be a longer term or a bigger correction. We don't know how deep, how big, but it's healthy, right? Overall, it's healthy. Price can't go parabolic forever. It's gotta correct at some point. Was that the top? We don't know at 140. Is that just a local top? Comes back down to the $96 area and then continues higher. We don't know for sure, but what we do know is that it started to break down on the daily chart. It starts there. The weekly chart had bearish divergence. The weekly chart looks like you put in a lower high, not confirmed. And here we are. $96 is in play. Then we'll see if $69 is in play after that. Takes time to play out, right? Takes time to play out. Let's see. It was already down 27%. If it was the top, right? We'll just do a little game theory here. Just pretend that was the top parabolic move, right? Parabolic move. Look at that. It went after hitting the 200-week moving average. It went parabolic. It went straight up since that $500. It was $500 breakout, but then they did a 10-to-1 split. I think it was 10-to-1, and then went parabolic straight up, right? It's really far extended away from the trailing dots at $77. You got that big gap down here. You get the 200-week moving average at $35. You have that huge 24% gap at $30, right? That's not sustainable, right? It's not sustainable. Even if it continues to go higher, right? Even if this parabolic move isn't completely over, you would still expect it to come back down, something like that. Maybe even wicks down, fills that gap. Then maybe it comes up like that. Then maybe it's over after that, right? Or that was the top. So we don't know if that was the top or if it's a local top or if there's another top and there's additional, maybe there's more divergence on the monthly chart even, and then comes back down, right? So it's at least the local top, if not the top. There could always be a second wave, could always be another one. You have bearish divergence even on the monthly chart. So we'll see if there's additional bullish divergence, right? Maybe comes back down like this, puts another lower high, creates another top, bearish divergence on the monthly chart, then comes down, lower high. It just takes time, right? It just takes time to play out. We're talking about forever, right? Forever on a monthly chart. It takes forever. Weekly chart though. Get back on it. Oh my god, that's a lot. Okay, let's clean this up. Let's clean up all this speculation. Right now, that's NVIDIA, right? 2-week chart. What was the 2-week chart? 2-week chart had reversed the candle. 2-week chart had bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. So, seems at least like that's the local top. At least the local top. At least a correction is due. Maybe it comes back down to this upward trend line, fills that gap, fills the $96 gap, right? At least, maybe. Breaking back down right now. There we go. What else? Meta had that bearish divergence followed by the reverse candle. Is this going to be a lower high, right? Is this going to be a lower high? Nice retracement back up. Possible. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Could be a lower high. Weekly chart had bearish divergence. We'll see if a lower high gets put in. Too early to call it as of right now, but could be similar to NVIDIA. Amazon breaking back down. Was this a bull trap? We talked about this. We covered it. Is that a bull trap on Amazon? Possible. We talked about it back here. Could come all the way back up, put in a lower high, and then break back down. It's possible, right? Weekly chart. Weekly chart had the bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle as well. Woo-wee. Bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. Possible bull trap on Amazon. Currently bearish on the daily chart. We'll see what happens. Microsoft still bearish on the daily chart. Weekly chart had bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. Oh my god, I love that setup. Boy, do I ever love that setup. Divergence followed by a reverse candle. Oh my goodness. Right? Tesla. What's it doing? Tesla breaking back down. Could have another pending, has a pending sell signal. Could be closing back below this upward trend line, right? If so, we would remove that, right? And could be back down on this path over here. Then we'll find out if it finds support or not. Looks like it's going to retrace this move over here, right? It's retracing that move as we speak. Apple breaking back down, sell signal. Not good for the NASDAQ, right? When the Magnificent Seven make up the entire NASDAQ and mostly the SP 500, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to go down. So, So if the Magnificent Seven go through a bigger correction, and the NASDAQ and SP 500 go through a bigger correction, do you think Bitcoin's going to the moon? Not right now. Not right now. No, I don't. I don't think so. Unfortunately, we said we were not out of the woods. If we do see a bigger correction, we could see Bitcoin go through a bigger correction as well. So not ready to call it yet, but we are keeping an eye on it. We are watching it like a hawk on Bitcoin. And so we're going to continue to watch all of it. Of course, it could break correlation, but it has not broken correlation yet. I think it's more correlated than ever because of Bitcoin futures, since what was it, 2017. I think it's more correlated the more the ETFs come out, the more that there's futures, ETFs, derivatives of Bitcoin become more and more correlated to stocks and the bigger players, right? You you begged for the institutions to come here and manipulate the markets the way they do in the stock market. Be careful what you wish for. Your wish is their command. Google breaking down, right? Google is breaking down, still bearish on the daily chart, right? Still bearish on the daily chart. You got gaps down below. So maybe it's a bigger correction before we see higher prices, right? Maybe it's a healthy correction before we see higher prices. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We're not doom and gloomers over here. We're swing traders. We want to swing trade it to the upside. We want to swing trade it to the downside. But as of right now, did have that sell signal on Bitcoin. The bigger stocks are breaking down, right? Putting in lower highs, putting in lower lows. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. What else? Oh, hut. A lot of these Bitcoin mining stocks had a massive move to the upside. A lot of them had bearish divergence, right? We called out the bearish divergence. We said if you took that breakout on Hut as an example and you saw the bearish divergence, you saw it was overbought, you saw a possible lower high was getting put in, you saw a candle close back below the trailing dots. At what point do you lock in profits, right? Now price is back down at $13.78, right? So there we go. There we go. That's Hut. That's Bitfarm breaking back down. Nice move. Hit 4 to 4 targets. Lower high over here. Marathon Digital dropping. Hit 3 out of the 4. No. Hit 4 out of 4 targets to the upside. That was it. Dropping all the way back down. CLSK. The one that was going to take us to the promised land. Oh, all of them were supposed to take us to the promised land, right? We talked about it. We covered it. 2 scenarios, obviously. Consolidate, break out to the upside, or see red arrow down. In this case, see red arrow down. We talked about it through this entire consolidation period. This is one of the only Bitcoin mining stocks that did not fill that gap down below at 1047. It's a pretty big gap. The probabilities are continuing to increase that we are going to see it retest the 200-week moving average. We are going to see it possibly fill that gap at 1047. We don't know for sure. Probably want to see it break down from here as well. It is, right? Already is. Could have already had this drawn out before, right? Already had this drawn out before. So there it is. CLSK. Ooh. Iris Energy. We covered it on the live stream, right? Every single day. This is a massive breakout from the buy signal all the way up here. Massive bounce from 512 all the way up 200%. Then we talked about the bearish divergence. We talked about candle close back below the trailing dots. At what point do you lock in profits, right? We going to make it? Probably not if you didn't lock in profits, right? Probably not going to make it if you're not locking in profits on swing trading. Yeah, we don't have any affiliate links. So plug to marketsniper.pro. Swing trading, we have 60 plus hours of recorded coaching over there. We have 2 indicators that helps you spot trend reversals and a lot more on the recorded coaching. We take deep dive over there. We take deep dives over on recorded coaching. And you got the bearish divergence followed by the reverse candle. High probability that a reversal is coming. It's not 100% guaranteed. It's a really high probability, but it's not 100%. but it is a high probability that the at least a correction is coming, uh, and you know it's proving it over and over again on multiple assets. Johnny C, longtime market sniper, late but here. Awesome, Johnny. Good to see you back on here. Longtime market sniper in the Discord. Good to see familiar people on here coming back in. And that's we going to make it. Cipher mining had the reverse candle, and it was a bearish engulfing candle all at once. MIGI only hit one target to the upside. Very disappointing. It doesn't hit more to the upside, but we talked about it. Possible lower high was closing back below or around the trending dots. Then there was a sell signal, and that was it, right? That was it. Then, of course, the candle closed back below the trending dots. So $1.16. The market makers giveth, the market makers taketh. There you go. Riot just filled this gap over here at $9.94. Just filled that gap. Let's make it the gap line. Yellow dotted line, just so I don't have to type it in. That's a gap. When I see a yellow dotted line, I just know it's a gap, right? That's the way I've been doing it for a long time. I don't know why. I just did that probably 5 years ago. I don't know. Another pending sell signal on Hive over here. Came up, hit 4 out of 4 targets upside. Had the bearish divergence followed by the reverse candle. Veritone only hit one target to the upside. Lemonade. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Had bearish divergence. Had the RSI sell signal the next day. And then the next day, breaking back down again. And then the next day, just drops out, right? Then it's a gap down. Then it's a gap and go. Bart Simpson all the way back down. If you're going to play with high risk assets, you better know that it pumps hard and it dumps hard. And if you see overbought conditions, you see bearish divergence, and it starts to break back down, at what point are you going to lock in profits, right? So it's getting oversold, reverse the candle, breaks out, takes off to the upside, getting overbought, bearish divergence, starts to break back down, boom, all the way back down. Round trip. Upstart, Labu, right? Bearish divergence. Was no. Possible lower high. Did have overbought reverse candle. A lower high over here on Labu, and then multiple candle closes back below the trailing dots. So you got a gap down here. So similar thoughts, right? Similar thoughts over there. What else? Do we have any requests? PayPal? Allah, Sabi? Sure. What else? I don't give financial advice whatsoever. Crypto noob. Should I short Solana? Yeah, I don't give financial advice at all. You got to do, if you're asking, you probably shouldn't be trading, right? And if you're asking, you probably shouldn't be trading. What you should be doing is dialing in your own strategy, backtesting it, backtesting it, backtesting it. And how do you know you're ready, right? You've backtested it, you've got good results. Then you forward test it with maybe lunch money. Lunch money is defined by me as if you were to ask a couple of friends to go to lunch with you and you're going to buy, and here in Orange County, that'd be probably, I don't know, $75 to $100, right? And you don't even think twice about it. It's not a big deal to you, or maybe $1,000 is lunch money to you. It's not a big deal if you lost every dollar. Then you start forward testing with lunch money, and then once you've proven it and all that, then maybe you could start shorting it, maybe shorting it with leverage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But until you've done all of that, and how do you know you're ready to do all that? You're not asking me you should short it. You're not asking other people. You're not just making decisions based off of what people are saying, doing themselves, any of that. So once you learn for yourself, then you won't be asking those questions, and that's how you know you're ready. And how do I know you're not ready? You're asking those questions. My own personal opinion, right? Maybe you do know. Maybe you're just questioning me to try to get me to say something on here, but I'm not going to. Uh, what else? What else? Um, maybe. PayPal. Okay, so we'll circle back. Let's just see if anything else jumps out at us. See Carvana. Rising wedge over there, right? Multiple gaps, rising wedge. See bearish divergence followed by reverse candle. Yes, it did clear out that bearish divergence. This rising wedge over here could start to break back down over there. Could put in additional bearish divergence as well. Something to watch over there. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Where's PayPal? Where is PayPal? Netflix breaking back down as well. Let's look at the weekly chart. What a rally that was from May 2022. Woo! Dang, breaking back down, right? Bearish divergence on the weekly chart, followed by a reverse candle on Netflix, multiple candle closes below the trading dots, breaking down from this upward trend line. 200-week moving average of 450, gap down here. What else? PayPal, where are you? Where are you? There you are. PayPal, pending buy signal on the weekly chart, long-term bullish divergence, possible higher low over there. So I'm pointing out over here, the 2-week chart has a pending buy signal. So we already covered it, or at least I posted on it on Twitter X app too, I bet. I'm pretty sure I did. So you got a buy signal on the 2-week chart over here. You got a pending buy signal on the 2-week chart over here. So it looks a little bit different compared to everything else because it has not got any bounces whatsoever in forever, right? The last time it broke down over here was 2021, and it's been in a bear market ever since. Went through all that bullish divergence, possible higher low. Money could be rotating into PayPal. If you're into the fundamentals, I think it had positive earnings as well. So positive earnings. I'm not, I'm not insider. I don't know if their positive earnings means anything really, uh, or negative earnings because maybe it's negative earnings because they are reinvesting money, right? I don't get into all that. So unless you're an insider, I don't pay attention to all that. I just stare at charts. Just stare at charts. Stare at charts. So there you go. PayPal on a longer term. Maybe the daily chart gets a little bit of retracement here. There is a gap to be filled. We don't know if it'll fill it, but maybe it fills it like in the coming weeks or whatever. But there's a gap down here. Pretty big gap too, right? Pretty big gap. Not that big. 5% gap, right? 5% gap. You got a bigger gap up here at $72. It still has not been filled. So somewhere in between on the daily chart. However, the weekly chart is bullish. The 2-week chart is pending a buy signal, etc., etc., etc. I do like it longer term, but I don't give financial advice, and you should learn to make your own decisions in life and live with those decisions however they turn out. Mag 7. Yep, no surprise over here. You've got the reversal candle, the lower high, breaking down, and it's breaking down again. This could be a bearish engulfing candle as well. If it closes below here. So interesting to see that. You do have a gap down here as you can see. So with that, I think we're going to call it here at 54 minutes. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for smashing the like button, the subscribe button, the repost button, the comments, all that stuff. We will continue to sniper the markets together, at least through August on the live streams. And as long as we're getting a lot of people that are interested and participating, then it keeps me motivated, and we'll continue to keep going. SRTY. Ooh, this is the inverse Ultra Pro short Russell 2000. Let's see. We have bullish divergence. We have a RSI buy signal a couple days ago. We have a MACD bullish crossover pending right now on the sharpshooter candles 3.1. You got a gap up here. These are extremely high risk, high reward, right? High risk, high reward. You wouldn't want to hold these too long. It's a very in and out type of asset, and so it's meant for you to lose money, right? It's designed for you to lose money. However, it is possible to make money with these. So that's about it. Just jumped out at me. 10% could have a buy signal in the near future. Could break out above here, right? In the near future, we'll see if something like that happens on SRTY, the Pro Shares Ultra Pro Short Russell 2000. Woo, woo. All right, with that, hope you have a good rest of your day. Sorry we missed yesterday. I just have a lot going on behind the scenes, and but we plan on tomorrow. Tomorrow is another new day, and our live streaming streak ended yesterday. I think it was 14 consecutive live streams in a row. Not bad for having a newborn. Not bad for not even having a nanny yet. So there we go. All right, thank you, and we'll see you on the next one. Adios.